Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane, and let's talk about Married to Medicine, Season 6, Episode 3. It's going down. Heavenly was mad funny when she said, "Where is Dr. Jackie at? Let them babies deliver themselves." I was like, oh no. And then when she was at the paintball gun, arena, she was all like, "You dirty bitch. I just hope I can beat Dr. Jackie." And just one thing, I thought that was just funny. And I was just like, damn, I was surprised at Toya. Like, she has stepped up her game and she became mad mature when it comes to her finances, because Eugene was ready to spend that $2.2 million and go over his budget and buy that mansion, even though he just got out of debt and he's been working like 24 hours, 7 days a week, working double shift, driving across town, to complete his obligations to pay these bills. And he's ready to, buy Toya another brand new house, a forever house, for her to be satisfied and happy. I was like, damn, he want to please her, and that's good. But I'm so glad Toya convinced him not to buy that house. Like, oh no, we ain't going through that bullcrap no more. People ain't gonna be talking about me and my taxes, and we ain't gonna be struggling. We ain't gonna be on no budget. I have learned my lesson. But too bad Toya has not matured as far as dealing with Contessa. I know she was upset with Contessa because Contessa didn't call her. But think about it. You meet your father, he's sick and all this other stuff, and he's going through all types of different types of treatment. And she should, Contessa could have easily texted or reached out, but sometimes you just you're so bombarded with things and feelings and emotions that sometimes you don't think about calling somebody and say, "Hey, listen, I can't make it," but you should. That's the best thing to do, because listen, if you stand me up, I ain't never gonna talk to you again. It better be a real emergency. Don't stand me up. Just call me and say, "Hey, I can't make it." You don't even gotta give me an excuse. Just say you ain't coming through. Tell me, don't stand me up. That's the worst feeling in the world, to get stand up. But this ain't the same situation. It was a birthday party and everybody else was there. And it's just like, damn, Toya, this woman is going through so much. She got the 3 kids, or how many other kids that she has, and her father's really sick and she don't even really know what's going on. She don't got her mother no more. And Toya, how would you feel if your father was sick and people and someone get mad at you because you didn't say, "Hey, listen, I can't make it"? But when it's a life and death situation with her father. He's dozed off. He slept in the airport for like 4 hours, got in the car and started sleeping. And she didn't feel like, it's a good idea. She was concerned. She didn't know what was going on with him, because as soon as Dr. Scott got home from the party, she was like, "I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm scared. I'm nervous." And her husband had to calm her down and let her know, "Oh, it's a sign of this, it's a sign of that. Maybe he's not taking his medication," because he saw his wife panicking, and she's a doctor too as well. But I hope Toya look back at this footage and realize that, what, maybe I shouldn't have went at her like that at the party with everybody knowing. I should have, she should have just said what she said around the ladies like she did, but she didn't have to get on the microphone and embarrass, Dr. Scott and Contessa, especially if they're friends. If they're real friends, they don't even seem like they're friends. And it's like, Toya, didn't you bring Contessa to the show? What's going on? You guys act like you ain't got no love for each other. And so, Dr. Scott and, Dr. Contessa, they're having that situation go on. They're concerned about Contessa's father, what's going on with him, that he's sick and all types of stuff. So then they end up talking to him in the morning time. He's still tired. He's still very sleepy. He's very fatigued. He has autoimmune disease. He has Crohn's disease. He might have cancer. He might have prostate cancer. And, whatever is 300, and it's really creeping them out. It's really creeping, Contessa out, because she don't want to lose her father, but it seems like she don't have any other family members. And, her father's been through a lot, and the father don't really want to take the medication. He doesn't really want treatment for cancer, because he's saying he wants a positive result. And Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott were like, I hope his name is Scott. Scott was just like, well, if your thing is 300, usually it's supposed to be at 4 or 3. But at 300, to her, like, she knows that, and her husband knows that's a sign of cancer, and he needs to be having, chemo, and anything that could be making him so tired, he should be taking chemo, or maybe he's not taking his medication at all. So it's a real hard situation to deal with, to watch someone you love right before your eyes deteriorate. That's not easy. That's the hardest shit in the world to do, for real. And you ain't thinking about calling nobody, talking about, "Hey, listen, I ain't coming through. I ain't coming to your party to celebrate that you got a goddamn promotion." Shit. So it's sad. And then that moment where Contessa and her father really touched me, really hit me, it just made me it made me really sad too as well, but also made me like feel like, damn, at least he's in the right hands. He has two doctors, two people that can really help him in this situation and make sure that, you know, he's not getting bullshit around at the hospital, and they know what he needs. You know, like if you're gonna be sick, if you have a daughter that's a doctor and a son-in-law that's a doctor, that's a blessing. And he wants to be that, and he wants to stick around, and he talks about how he wants to be around for the grandkids, the great grandkids. He looked very ill, he looked very sick. He does not look like he just looked very, 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 very ill, like no joke. And he said that he don't usually be tired, but he thinks it's Atlanta. Maybe it's a jet lag. It's a lot more than that because he really looks sick. So hopefully, you know, they work. Contessa and Dr. Scott can assist him and help him in any way. And Contessa just want to make sure that he's comfortable, make sure that he's okay. She doesn't want to force him to take any treatment that he doesn't want to take, but she just wants to make sure he's not in pain. So that shit was really sad. And then when she hugged him, she was crying. Girl, you almost got tears from my eyes, Contessa. I was just like, you know, it was so real. And even though it's filmed on the show for us to see, but a lot of people are suffering through situations like that where they have family members that are sick. And it's even, you know, some people that are suffering that don't have family members. And that's the hardest thing in the world, to be sick and not have anybody by your side or, you know, are concerned about you or you can turn to. So, you know, that really was just like, whoa. So it makes you understand where she was coming from. And hopefully Toya will see it and then move forward. So we have that situation. Then we had Dr. Simone. She's talking to her son, Michael, about the situation. Michael really want his parents together. And he's noticing that it's all messed up, that his mother lives in one house, his father lives in one house. Simone was like, how your father's doing? Simone, you should know how he's doing. Like, these guys don't talk. These guys don't communicate. And he was like, and Simone threw a shot in there. She was like, I guess he's doing really well since he ain't working. I was like, oh no, but she didn't say it like that, but she threw it in like, ain't your daddy's really calm. He's really kind of happy because he ain't working. So we have, you know, Cecil, he's not out here working. He ain't got a job. And you know, that's eating Simone ass up. If she's working all these hours, paying these bills, doing this and that, even though, you know, Cecil's doing what he's supposed, even though Cecil has a business he's trying to start. I heard the business fell, kids app or whatever, that it didn't really go anywhere. But you know what, he's in a technical world, so whatever he does, you know, he really does have options out here in this world. So, but you know, that is killing Simone, that he ain't bringing in no money. You know, she's talking about, you know, Simone is just like, and so she, you know, she let Michael drive the car or whatever. He did, to me, he did a pretty good job. You know, he wasn't nervous, he wasn't scared. And that's the biggest thing, is not being nervous and not being scared. So that was a nice little scene. And, you know, she lets him know that she's going to counseling and get some help. It's like, and I hope she's going to counseling too, because damn, she seemed just so aggravated and so mad, and she just nagged so much. Sometimes you have to, you know, work on that nagging. Sometimes you don't think that you're nagging, but you are nagging. I had to work on that because I was a nag. So we have that situation go on, and that's cool. Then we got Toya with the house, $2.2 million. That elevator was on point. They had me when the elevator. I was just like, hey, elevator. And then we have Mariah. Her daughter is growing up, and she wants to look like a teenager, be a teenager. She don't like the little girl's kitty clothes in her closet no more, because she's about to go to high school. She ain't trying to have sex. She ain't trying to have a boyfriend, but she just want to look more adult. She wants to look more, you know, like a teenager, like she's actually entering high school, because she looks like this little sweet, nice little girl. You know, she wants, you know, a little grown-up look. You know, she's young, so of course she wants that look. We all wanted to look a little older when we went to high school. Maybe, maybe not. So, you know, Mariah's feeling a certain type of way, but she was like, damn, my daughter's growing up, and so I'm going to have to do it. And she loves the little cute clothes, but her daughter's not feeling the little cute clothes. Her daughter's not feeling trying to sound like her mother or make loud noises, or, you know, things like that. You know, she's not feeling all that. Mom, you cool, but, you know, your behavior, your antics is not for me. And Laura, she's the same way. She don't act like her mother at all. So we have that situation. We hear, you know, Mariah talk about her friends being pregnant on birth control pills and all this other good stuff. So cool. Yep. And so now we got Dr. Heavenly. She wants to have a crab boil and all this other stuff. Them crabs, them blue crabs, them snow crabs, they look good. I'm telling you, them crabs, but they fell on the floor. So when you see crabs fall on the floor, they're alive. And you have to take the crabs and put them in a bucket of water. I mean, a pot full of water, like, you know, and kill them like that. That shit is torture. It's bad for business. Like, you know how you see the people at the grocery store wilding out with I only seen it one time where people was protesting of the lobsters inside, you know, pool they have in the grocery store. So I was just like, damn. Then they hit the ground and shit like that. She's trying to pick him up and stuff like that, right on the ground, just crawling. But she was like, the hot water's gonna kill him. Dr. Simone comes through, and she was like, my mama told me if it stays on the ground longer than 5 seconds, it ain't no good. But she was like, I going in the hot water, and Simone did eat him later on. So Simone lets, Dr. Heavenly know, like, she's tired of Quad's bullshit. She's tired of Quad acting up. She's tired of Quad, escaping from the girls, not being a friend, not being there. And, Quad was so important, and her moment of with her father a couple of years ago, and like, why is she shutting us out? And I'm sick of her bullshit. I'm ready. So it seems like Simone already had the wrong mindset, the mindset to be angry, to be mad, to be like, like it's all about her, that she's hurt, but she's not thinking about what she's going through. She does not thinking about what Quad is going through. Or if you come in with a negative attitude, usually you're going to get a negative result. Most of the time, if you come with positive, you're going to get a positive result. But she was already negative. She was already mad. She put her platforms, see-through platforms, on the table, and she's ready for the bullshit. She's ready for the shit. I was like, come on, Dr. Simone. You're doing way too much. And she definitely was. Excuse me. She definitely was, and she was upset. Then we got Contessa. She comes through. Contessa, she looked nice. I liked her little big old braid. And then, Heavenly sitting there. Mariah sitting there. They're talking about the Toya situation. And Contessa was like, well, I don't even care. I don't care about little bullshit like that. Little games and parties and stuff. Mediocre stuff. Because we hear Contessa in her confessional talking about this girl's always celebrating something that's mediocre. I was like, shit. So tell us how you really feel about Toya. She was like, her events are really small, like kiddish little parties when I got real stuff going on. But Contessa didn't even say, like, it would have been nice if Contessa too was just like, hey, listen, I was wrong because I didn't call you. She could have said that to Toya, because Toya came there, and Contessa was, she was poking the bear because Contessa was upset that, Toya went off at the party talking about her, and her husband came home and told her, the info, what was going on. So it was like, and Toya was quiet, and she was like, Contessa's like, you talk mad shit behind my back, but it's one-on-one. You can't say it to my face. You can call me. People want to talk behind my back. Toya really did not say nothing. Toya was not trying to get into it with Contessa, because we know Contessa is G.I. Joe, G.I. Jane, and Contessa was just like, people want to talk about me, say things about me. I ain't got time for that bullshit that's going on. But before then, Mariah was like, don't call Toya's event bullshit. Toya just likes to be appreciated. Like, she gives so much, and she wants you to give much back. But you got to understand, if you give much, that's because you want to give much. Everybody don't have to give as much as you do. And sometimes when people are under stress and people that they love are sick, like her father, you take a back seat to the situation. So, but Contessa could have came and said, like, because Toya it looked like Toya could have been in the mood for her and Contessa to actually make up. But Contessa was already peeved from what she heard and her talking a mess. Contessa could have just said, you know what? My father's really sick, and I should have called you, but I didn't call you because I was panic mode and I was nervous. And me being a doctor, for me to be nervous and kind of afraid, it was a lot that I was going through at the moment. But you know what? Next event you have, Toya, I'll come through. And then Toya could take it or leave it from there. But Toya was really ignoring all the, the little sly comments that Contessa was making, like, you want to talk crap, and all this other stuff. Like, say it to my face, say it when I'm here. I ain't got time. Like, nobody called me and reached out to me. And so Contessa was basically stepping up, because then we got Quad. She walks through with her pink dress on. I was like, with the buttons, looking all business, looking all good. She came through. Mariah looked good too. And also, Toya looked good with them leather pants on and that gold belt buckle. So we have that situation. So Quad walks in, and then instantly Simone is like, so we haven't seen you for a while. Tell us what the hell's going on. Tell us what's going on with you. What you've been up to. What's good. But she said in such a nasty way that Quad immediately got defensive. And Quad is going to get defensive. They could have just, broke the, like, hey, let's have some crabs. Let's have some snow crabs. Let's have the crabs that went on the ground. Talk about the pink gold. Talk about something else. Smooth over the rough edges and then get to the nitty gritty. But it just like, Simone said she wasn't here for the shit, and she wasn't. She was going to confront her. She kept nagging her. Then even when Contessa and Toya was going back and forth, really Contessa going at Toya, talking about that she got double standards, that people didn't reach out to call her, ask about how her father was doing, what was going on, and what was happening. And also Mariah was instigating a situation between Contessa and Toya, talking about, well, Toya felt like this, Toya felt like that. She was just instigating. And she wanted to be a part of the conversation because because she really ain't got no beef with nobody at the table right now, because, you know, Heavenly's being nice to her, serving her drinks and shit like that. You know, Heavenly did a really good job this episode when it came to Mariah, but she had enough when it came to Quad. And so we have that situation go on, and Quad was like, you know, nobody reached out to me. I reached out to all y'all, and I was like, yeah, we did reach out to you. Quad was like, nobody reached out to me. Contessa jumped in, was like, oh, this is double standard because ain't nobody reached out to me, and I don't know why people are trying to throw you under the bus and come at you like that, Quad, because, you know, it's double standards. I feel the same way that nobody called me and reached out to me and asked me what was going on with my situation, how I'm feeling, how I'm good. And so Dr. Simone was like, and back to Quad, like, so what's going on? And Quad was like, you know, I don't want you to coming at me and this and that and all this other stuff. Quad was just, you know, playing the running man. She was like, she didn't want to answer any questions. She didn't, and, you know, Simone is like, we put ourselves out there. You know, even Dr. Jackie's situation with Curtis was like everybody was talking about, especially Quad. Every minute, every second you got on camera, you was talking about Dr. Curtis' situation. You even fought with your husband over and over because of Dr. Curtis, but really it was because he was doing some sly shit at home, or you knew that you was about to be embarrassed in public because you was living in this glass house like everything's cool for a moment, but you know the dirtiness was gonna come out, and you and your husband wasn't getting along. And then Dr. Gregory is talking about that you guys wasn't even having sex. You was living in separate beds, so you guys were faking a funk when we were seeing you go to you on one side of the bed, he's on the other side. You guys were actually sleeping in separate beds and not having sex. I'm like, come on. So it's a lot of fakery going on, where not really fakery, it's just that Quad would exploit other people's situation, but she doesn't want her personal situation to be exploited, and she doesn't really feel like these girls got her back, because all they're gonna do is gossip and talk about her. But this is what the show's about. And she was like, this ain't no sisterhood, this ain't no friends, this ain't this ain't that. Then that's when Contessa jumps in talking about, oh, y'all ain't gonna dog her, y'all ain't gonna do this to her, that's wrong, and this and that. So Contessa jumped in. So Contessa jumping in actually stopped Simone and anybody else at the table actually coming at Quad. So Contessa was getting her money's worth. She was just like, nah, y'all ain't gonna do this. Y'all ain't gonna double team her. Y'all ain't gonna jump on Quad. Y'all ain't gonna do this. I don't care if you don't like me. She ain't kicked out the group. She's a part of the group. Simone got up and walked away. They was like, oh, Quad, you ain't gonna go chase after your friend. Quad was like, she said she was done with me. Why am I gonna go chase her? So everybody's just like, what? So Quad, she does her dramatic stuff. She starts crying because, you know, Simone can't be the only one crying. And then it goes downhill from there. Then so, you know, Quad is talking to Dr. Heavenly, was like, I don't feel like it's a sisterhood. I don't feel like these guys got my back. Like, I don't want to talk about all this stuff. Like, right now, I'm having a hard time. I got a lot on my plate, this and that. And Simone's like, we all got a lot on our plate. Look what Dr. Jackie's going through. Look what Simone's going through. Look what, you know, with Curtis, and look what, you know, Toya was going through with her husband. She didn't have a husband around. She wasn't even getting no nookie. Only person that's really doing good in their marriage, allegedly, is, you know, Dr. Heavenly and, you know, her husband, Dr. Damon. So we have that situation. Quad is, you know, carrying on in there. And then that's when Toya was like, you need to call us. I thought we was friends. It's like, you don't care about us. It's like, you know, we put all our stuff out here in our business, whatever. And, you know, Toya puts everything out there. Quad doesn't want to put everything out there because she knows it's going to be used against her. And, you know, Dr. Simone got up and was like, you think you better than us? You think this little girl thinks she's better than you? I was like, shit, that was personal. That didn't have anything to do with what Quad was going through when Simone said that you think that you better than us. So I guess, you know, Simone's picking up like, you know what, Quad, you acting like you better than us because you got sister circle, because you got that job. We got we're doctors, we busy, we way busy, and our jobs are even more complicated than your job as a talk show host. But yeah, you too busy to talk to us, you too busy to come around, you too busy, then you out the circle, girl. And so we have that situation, and then Quad leaves her bag. Then Mariah tries to go get her bag, and, you know, this is when Dr. Heavenly and Contessa, they chase after Quad. Contessa's like, don't you ever let nobody break you down. Don't you ever let nobody do. And that's the right form. But also, she should have said you need to open up to your friends. They were your friends at one point. Tell them why. Explain to them how you feel. And that's the problem with Quad. She cannot express or explain herself or how she feels. Even when she was having a situation with Dr. Gregory last year that was going through the counseling and what she wanted from him, she couldn't explain it. She couldn't explain to the ladies that, hey, listen, I'm embarrassed. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm trying to change over a new leaf. I'm trying to rebrand myself. I'm trying to move forward. I'm embarrassed. I thought my shit didn't stink, but now I know it does. I don't know what to do. You know, like, just open up and be real with them. If they're your friends, or if not they're your friends, they're your co-workers, tell them this is what's happening, because the world want to know. That's why you want the show, a reality TV show. So we have that situation. Mariah goes run and give Quad her purse. Quad don't want to take it out of her hand, and she finally take it. Mariah brings her purse to Quad. Quad don't want to take it, leave it here. And then Mariah's like, I'll never bring nothing else to her again. You dirty bitch. Like, you bitch. Like, why are you acting like that? And so the Mariah heard that she ran over. They arguing. Mariah standing up like 6. I didn't know Mariah was that tall. And then we got Quad saying blah, blah, blah. And then Mariah was like, and Quad went like that. But she like say, whatever. And then that's when Mariah hit Quad on the back. And then they started arguing. And they go into the salon room at Heavenly's house. And then Quad had the mistake of saying, this ain't sisterly. And then that's when Heavenly was like, sister, I invited you to my house and I chased after your ass. I'm done with you. I'm through with you, bitch. I ain't got time for this. Anyone be kissing your ass behind some bullshit that you been know what's going on. You've been acting up for a whole damn year. So then Heavenly went off. And so now they're looking for Dr. Jackie. And so Dr. Jackie's going to be on her way to heal the problem. Peace. I'm out. One love. But I really feel bad for Contessa. I hope everything works out between you and your father. And Mariah, and then Toya did a really good job by not getting that house. And, you know, Simone, she just has to soften up a little bit, because she gets really emotional and she goes at you really fast, really quick. And she doesn't understand that she can be seeming intimidating, you know. Peace, I'm out.